Hey guys, this is Stephanie Janicek. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I was asked by one of the viewers if I was an EU fan, and I am. Definitely vintage Star Wars. I grew up Star Wars. And how do we defeat Disney, and where does Star Wars really live? Well, it's with us, the real fans. Fans grew up with it. And how do we make our voices heard? Well, by not buying anything Disney puts out. Not going to the movies. Not watching the cartoons. Not buying any of the published pieces, none of the toys. So this is what I've been collecting since since TLJ came out. So this is what I've bought so far. They're not being printed by Disney anymore. They're not in print. So you can get these without giving Disney any money. I already decided that A.C. Crispin's books are probably better than Brian Daley's. And of course, if you look at the offending name there, New Introduction by Pablo Hidalgo, that fucker's never going to go anywhere. I mean, he's kind of like a disgusting carbuncle you can't get rid of. But I'm reading Heir to the Empire right now. Fantastic. I find it fascinating that two of the more well-loved books, Paradise Snare, the Han Solo trilogy, written by A.C. Crispin, and Razor's Edge, written by Martha Wells, were both women. So the idea that women, back in the day, weren't doing much in Star Wars is bullshit. These were science fiction writers, Crispin and Wells. They were writing science fiction, not women who were writing. They were writers of science fiction, and that is the big difference. And that is probably the biggest mistake that Kennedy herself makes, is that she is a woman CEO, woman president, CEO of a film studio, where she should just be a president of a film studio. I mean, it's really not that hard, but here they are, and there's a ton more out there, so my library is going to be filled. But let's talk more. Hey everybody, this is Stephanie and my horse, Kay. I'm at the barn. I just got done cleaning her, doing her feet. It's raining out, so we're not riding right now. We only have an outdoor facilities to do that, and she likes to slip. She wants peppermints. So this is my girl. This is when I'm not hanging around doing other things. I'm at the barn with her Cajesty. So, I was talking about buying the EU books. Talk a little bit more about if you are a collector, and I'm not. But I just perused eBay. And I do know, because I do have some figures, I just don't go overboard. There she is again. I don't go overboard. You can find a lot on eBay. You can find a lot on Amazon from third-party sellers. And that's what I would do in order to get what you want, to send a message. Don't buy the stuff straight from Target or Walmart, or anywhere. I mean, the only thing I'm really going to buy next year is the Hallmark Interactive Millennium Falcon, because I got everything else, and that was before we realized that Rian Johnson jumped not just a shark, but a Death Star. She's bored right now. Are you bored? Do you want peppermint? You do? Anyway, so, that's what I would do, though, is I would go to those. Now, I'm going to tell you, the vintage stuff is expensive. I found a very good condition Obi-Wan Kenobi from '77 for like $400. I know, that's ouchy. That hurts, unless you carry that kind of money around as pocket change. You're really not going to want to buy that. But, so I would go to Amazon and eBay, though. Even for the new stuff. Now, the Black Series isn't that bad. I do like the fact that they are a little bit more maneuverable. They're not as badly made as the rest of the Hasbro stuff, but you know, they're, you know, we're sending a message, and when you've got 47% drop in toy orders, that's a big deal, because a movie like Star Wars should make double its, any Star Wars movie should make double what it grossed at the box office in toy sales, and they're not. Here she is, she's back again, see? See, there she is. So, you know, I just say, hey, hit him harder, you know, and this came in over this shout out to SC Reviews. I woke up this morning and saw his video, and 48% on the Rotten Tomatoes scale. Now I know some troll's gonna show up and say, that's fake. No, it's not fake. Actually, they're pumping up that score by not counting half stars. So, you know, it's probably more like 40%, even less than that. So, you know, Star Wars is reaping, you know, Disney and Lucasfilm are reaping the whirlwind right now. So, you know, just don't buy their stuff. Don't go to the movies. You know, if you're angry, and it looks like almost everybody who's a Star Wars fan is, you know, I would say just, it's not a boycott. It's a, you know, it's like almost like being divorced or breaking up with somebody. You're like, I'm done. Or breaking up with a friend. You know, you're over, you know, you're over it. So, and that's the way I look at it. Or, you know, you're waiting for something to happen, and in the meantime, you're looking at other things, you're doing other things. I mean, which is what we all are doing, I think. You know, I'm actually looking for a Revenge of the Jedi poster, and I know that's going to cost $1 bajillion, but, you know, so this is Steph, at the barn. I'm going to leave you with one more thought. Frank Zappa there's a video of him talking about the music business, and it reminds me a lot of what's going on in Hollywood right now. Talked about how back in the 60s and 70s, the suits didn't understand a lot of the music, but they gave artists a chance, and a lot of really good stuff like Bowie, a lot of the punk stuff was allowed to get out into the mainstream so people could listen to it, and it helped change music. They didn't understand it, but they, you know, they sold a few million units, and then they brought in some hippie, and, you know, now it's these people who think they know what the audience want, because they means test, as George Lucas said. He even said that back in the 70s, or, you know, when they were talking back, God, I can't remember what interview that was, but it was very early on that he said that the studios were all talking about demographics and audiences, and it's like, why? Just stop it. You know, and it's worse now. You know, George Lucas himself has said they've stifled creativity, originality, and it's nothing but one reboot after another. And when I look at The Last Jedi, it's like, it's not Star Wars. It's not, I can't even describe it. There's so much nihilism, and it's hopeless. I mean, there really is a sense of hopelessness. And even at the end of The Empire Strikes Back, when, you know, Han has been, you know, frozen in carbonite, and, you know, whisked away by that damn bounty hunter, and, you know, Luke is laying there in the medical cot with his arm on the Falcon with his hand missing. You had a sense that something good was going to happen. And at the very end, when Lando and Chewie speed off to go to Tatooine, and Luke and Leia are watching him, you know that the story's not over. At the end of The Last Jedi, it's like, let's all just kill ourselves. I mean, let's just, this fucking sucks, you know? And it was hopelessness. And my shock and amazement, I don't know what she's doing. She's looking at her water buckets. My shock and amazement is that Rian Johnson goes on slash film and doesn't understand why people hate it. He literally says he's a Star Wars fan and doesn't get Star Wars. So, anyway, but I'll be back when I leave the barn. I'll come back from the house and we'll talk more. So, these are the only figures I've got collected so far. I'm trying to keep it very small. I want to use it for a my theater room. I've got a bunch of posters though from different movies. But I got this All Black series from third-party sellers. Leia, This Is All New Hope, Leia, Han, and Chewie. And actually, as far as they're different from the vintage. They actually look better, in my opinion, but they're not. You know, you can't get Han's legs straighten up and look at his feet, but you know, whatever. They're pretty well made. As far as Hasbro's, which let's be honest, they've been selling crap. I looked at a few other things. And I was like, I wouldn't buy that shit. But you know, you can buy the Black Series on eBay, on Amazon from third-party sellers. That way Hasbro and Disney aren't getting any cut. You know, make them bleed. I want a 3PO. I want a Luke. And maybe a Vader. I'm not sure. I definitely want an R2-D2 too, but you know, and then that'll be that. And then probably a Millennium Falcon from the 80s, just because I had one. So anyway, that's the extent of my collection so far, and it's not going to get overly huge. I have friends that you walk into rooms, it's like, holy crap, how much money did you spend? If I go and get anything else, it'll probably be from Raiders of the Lost Ark, because there were action figures for that, and they were pretty cool too. But anyway, so this is Steph, and I'll be back in a bit. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm doing a little bit of my part. I'll probably add more. I do have a bunch of posters I have to put up. Stuff I bought, again, off of third-party sellers, not from any major chains, franchises that have licensed from Disney. It's time to make it hurt. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, said that this movie should make double what it grossed in merchandise sales, and it's not. You know, and that means a lot. I mean, we are the fans. We are the ones that grew up with it. We're the ones that'll take our kids and our nieces and our nephews, and even our grandkids. I know some of us out there, you know, do have grandkids to these, and want to share Star Wars and want to share our experiences. But when they turn Star Wars into a nihilistic, you know, suck fest, you know, it's time to take a stand, and we're going to speak with their wallets. And let me tell you this, I know there are a lot of cynics out there. Businesses respond to money and not making money, okay? Shareholders respond to not making money. And, you know, there's a lot going on. You know, just go and peruse some of the new videos that I put up here, and like them. I really appreciate getting likes. And, you know, just go and peruse them, because I think Disney knew that The Last Jedi was a piece of shit, and they're paying for it. So, hope you all have a good night, and, you know, if you're a collector, go collect. Go collect the vintage stuff, buy from third party, and be real discerning with what you buy, because a lot of the new Hasbro stuff is shit. You know, there's only one thing I'd really, really want, besides the interactive Hallmark Millennium Falcon when it comes out next fall. It's the Jedi Challenge is pretty fun. I do have to admit, I made a fool of myself in a video playing it. But you know, but just be real discerning about where you buy things and how you spend your money. And you know, in the end, the customer's always right, right? This is Steph signing out. See you around the galaxy.